is the continuing adventures of Aragon and Saphira as they travel through the land of Alagasia, and, well, basically they get in a lot of fights and try and stay alive and learn something in the process.
Now, I understand that Book 2 is not written from the point of view of Aragon.
Oh, no, it is written from the point of view of Aragon. What you're referencing, though, is that I do switch point of view in the book to one or two other characters throughout the story, which I didn't do in the first book.
I imagine you must be getting quite a few offers from colleges as well, enticing you to come to them.
Actually, not yet. But when I was in the middle of Aragon, trying to get it finished up, I did apply to Reed College in Portland, Oregon. I'd always planned to go to college. My family is, learning. We consider learning very, very important. And actually, my grandmother on my dad's side is a dean of professor of comparative literature at the University of Houston. So I'd always planned to go to college. And I applied to Reed College, and I was fortunate enough to get almost a full scholarship. But then it came down to a choice of going or finishing the book. And I just put so much work into Aragon at that point that I couldn't afford to give it up.
Do you think that there are advantages in the college application process to being homeschooled?
Well, I mean, there were some disadvantages that, I didn't have a lot of the extracurricular activities that available during high school that many high school kids do. So I couldn't list that on my, among the things I did. I don't know if being homeschooled helped me get in, but, I like to think it did. I kind of took an unusual approach to applying. Instead of the usual essay, why do you want to come to our college? And I set out and I wrote down, and I said, well, you know why I want to come to your college. The question is, why do you want me to come to your college? And so I wrote the whole essay trying to convince them why they should have me come to their college. And it seemed to have worked.
Christopher?
Mm-hmm.
Can you tell us if Murtagh and Aragon are brothers?
I'm dying to know that, too.
You know what? I'll tell you this. Read Book 2 and Book 3, and then I'll be more than happy to tell you.
No special sneak peeks for your homeschooling fan club?
Nope. There's only 3 people in the entire world who know what happens in the next 2 books. My sister, my agent, and the guy that's working on the screenplay for the movie.
Well, what about 200 more?
What about you?
Sorry, can't do it.
You don't mind.
Can't do it. I'd love to, but I can't.
Not even your mom?
Nope, not even my mom or dad.
Wow.
Okay, we have just a few more minutes open up for questions.
Okay, do you know when the auditions are going to start for the movies?
Do I know when they're going to...
Like the auditions so that people can come and try out for different parts of the movie?
No, I don't know when auditions will start for the movie.
So you don't know who's playing Aragon?
No. There's at this point they're still
Everly?
trying to get the screenplay in as good of shape as possible.
Who would you like to play Aragon?
No, I don't want to play Aragon myself.
If you had a choice, who would you like?
Definitely an unknown actor.
Huh.
Hey, would Aragon be made into a game, a video game?
Yes, there's a good possibility it'll be made into a video game.
Cool.
Yeah, that's what I think. It's very cool.
Christopher, let's let people know where they can go to find out more information. I really like your website, alagasia.com. So everyone, pull out a piece of paper and a pencil if you can. Also, the book Aragon, it sounds like everyone has read it, but if you're not, it is available for $13 from Amazon.com.
Mm-hmm.
And if you come to homeschool.com, we have a link that will take you straight over to the ordering page. We also have a link that will let you listen to the audio version of Aragon, which I really enjoyed. In fact, I think I liked the audio version even better than the book.
The guy who read the book, Gerard Doyle, did a wonderful job.
Wasn't it fabulous?
The only thing I might have changed was his voice for Saphira.
Yes.
But on the whole, I think he did an absolutely awesome job.
So anyone who wants to hear an audio clip of that, very welcome to. We have a link for that. So alagasia.com. Christopher, can you give us the information on where they can go to join the fan club and where they can go to get onto your website?
Oh, boy. Well, I don't have a personal website myself, but Allegasia.com is the official website for the book, where all the news for Aragon and
could
my
you spell
tour
that,
information is available. There's also an Aragon fan site, and now I'm going to find the address for this right now.
Yes, and let's spell Allegasia.
EragonFan.com.
Yeah, AragonFan.com is the Aragon fan site, which is a wonderful resource, and there's some other wonderful fan sites available on the web. And
I think they might also like to subscribe to your newsletter. I've enjoyed reading about your book tour and the wonderful people that you've been meeting.
yes, and then there's a newsletter which is available from Allegasia.com, where I give monthly updates on what's been going on, where I'm going, and interesting tidbits.
Would you spell Allegasia for us, please?
Sure. Allegasia is ALAGASIA.com.
And you could subscribe to the newsletter once you get to Allegasia.com.
Correct.
Excuse me?
Hello?
Yes?
What kind of music will be used for the movie?
What kind of music? Well, obviously that's partially up to the composer, but I would assume it would be some sort of classical music, or classical style of music like was used for Lord of the Rings or Harry Potter.
Mm-hmm. When is the new edition of the first book going to be out?
I believe that's coming out in September,
to
coincide with the release of the paperback version of the latest Harry Potter book.
Do you sell signed copies of the book anywhere? Or?
Excuse me?
Do you sell signed copies of your book?
Do I sell signed copies?
Yes.
No, I don't personally. Any copy that you would like to be signed, you can send it to Knopf, my publisher at Random House, and the staff there at Knopf will forward the book to me, and I'll sign it, and we'll ship it back to you.
How can they find the address for that, Christopher?
The address of Knopf is listed inside the book. I don't have it on me personally right now.
Oh, that's of course in the beginning of the book. Of the book.
Yeah.
You answer all your fan mail?
I do.
Oh.
I do. It takes a while sometimes, but it's fun to do.
You have patience.
Excuse me?
Hello?
Yes, please go ahead.
Where did you get the idea for Aragon?
Ooh, interesting question. Well, the idea
I can't
for
hear anything, man.
The idea from Aragon obviously came from many different sources, but I was specifically inspired by a book called Jeremy Thatcher Dragon Hatcher by Bruce Coville.
Yes.
And for those of you who haven't read it, it's about a young boy in this world who goes into this beat-up old shop and buys a stone that ends up hatching a dragon. And I loved that idea so much that I started thinking, it wouldn't get out of my head, and I just started thinking, what kind of a land would a dragon egg come from? And who would find a dragon egg? And since dragon eggs can't be all that common, who else would be looking for a dragon egg? And those three questions, just asking them and then trying to answer them, resulted in Aragon. So I hope that answers your question.
Christopher?
What was the name of that book you said that you were reading?
Jeremy Thatcher Dragon Hatcher.
Jeremy Thatcher?
Dragon Hatcher, yes.
The author is?
Bruce Coville.
Christopher, what are the odds of us seeing Brom again in any of the future books?
Well, I can say with pretty much 100% certainty that Brom is dead.
Oh.
Unfortunately, my dad messed with my brain at one point and said, "Well, he's preserved in this crystal tomb, and maybe Aragon could bring him back."
I agree with your father.
But the problem with that is if you bring back one character from the dead, then you have to consider everyone else who's died and say, well, why couldn't you bring them back as well?
Then let Brom bring himself back.
Oh, no, I'm afraid Brom is quite dead, fortunately.
Can I ask a very random question?
Sure.
Okay. Some claim that J.K. Rowling is considered the new Queen of England. Can you risk yourself being considered like the next president of the United States?
Well,
I know, very, very random. I was talking about it with someone else.
Well, if that's so, you can all go into Amazon and vote 5 stars for Aragon.
Well, thank you very much.
Already done.
We'll begin to wrap things up. Thank you, everyone, for coming in to...
Thank you.
Thank you for making this available.
Thank you all very much.
Thank you, Christopher.
Thank you.
Thank you. Can I ask one